one of our partners, the Federal Department of Agriculture. Now, could the day of the bobby calf be over? An operation in Tasmania, 40 South Dairies, which is a joint venture between Ashley and Sherilyn Kerr and AgriFund Laguna Bay, is exploring just that by switching from dairy calves to beef cross. Laguna Bay's David Foote joins me live. Footy, good to have you in studio today. You're dairy man of many hats here. Set the scene for us about the operations.
Thanks, Andrew. Lovely to be here and the opportunity, particularly at beef, but to talk about dairy, but it is beef on dairy. And the reality is the dairy industry has struggled with the bobby calf issue, the handling of, the slaughter of. There's a real issue in Tassie at the moment over mistreatment of bobby calves and their abattoir there. So you've got to look at where's the positive, where's the opportunity. You've had the cows done all the hard work, carried the calf for 9 months, and then somebody wants to tap it on the head or only keep it for 7 days. So there's an opportunity to overcome a problem and then turn it into an opportunity, which is turning it into beef. So away from the traditional opportunities, just dairy on dairy. Beef on dairy is actually, it's quite new here in Australia. The transition's slower. But in the US, 23% of cattle on feed are beef on dairy calves. So we're not inventors, but well, I guess we're early adopters in Australia.
Why have we been a bit slow?
Probably because, in general, it's not a criticism, our dairy farmers just want to milk cows. The calf is the reason they get the chance to milk cows. So the sooner you can shift the calf out of the landscape, they can get back to being world-class dairymen. And that's, I think, been the real challenge. I mean, they're difficult little buggers. I mean, there's a lot to get them started once you take them off mum. And so it's much easier to just pass that problem or share that problem with somebody else. But we just wanted to take, it's just not the opportunity, there's the economic opportunity as well as overcoming what the public don't really enjoy is about the life of the bobby calf.
So are you doing this across all of your operations? Because you guys run about 13,000 cows, is it?
We've got about, milk about 13,000 cows on the platform. The easy answer is yes. We use sex semen to get the replacement heifers on our black and white herd. The Jersey herd, this little Jersey herd of 2,000 cows, we're still keeping pure, although there's a little bit of limousin being used away from the replacement heifers. And then the rest of the cattle are joined to traditional beef breeds. And we focused on Angus, then Wagyu, and we've used the white-faced bull for a cover crop. Or if I don't mention speckled parks, then Tim Smith and Sherilyn and Ashley are probably going to have a crack at me. So we have used a little bit of speckled park. But as I say, our joke internally is, I mean, how many rooms in your house, how many floor rugs do you need?
Now, in terms of money, is it paying off?
It will. I mean, there's a huge capital cost in establishing. So we have huts. I mean, Tassie's not exactly Rockhampton or the sunny coast.
It's a bit bloody cold down there.
Or the sunny coast. So our calves are taken off and put in huts. So we've built 8 houses. We hold about 3,500 calves at a time through the rotation, staying there from mum to around about 80 kilos. Then they get to go outside. So there's a capital cost, and obviously they're still being fed milk and a milk replacement and pellets and feed to go through. So it's there. It's not an overnight investment, but the infrastructure will last several generations.
How long do you think it'll be until it does start paying off and all the capital you've had to put into it?
Better pay back within 3 years, or it may not make our investment hurdle. No, but it will. I mean, the early successes. I mean, the first cattle killed out of our Wagyu cross calves after being long fed actually had a marble score over 6 average. So that's pretty special. That gave us great encouragement to continue that on. The challenge is being in Tassie is getting the growth post the 150 kilos to getting to feedlot weight entry.
If we also look, there's a big chat about sustainability, of course, food security as well. How important is it that you get things like this right?
Well, I think it's great. I mean, as I said before, you've got the mother cow spent 9 months rearing something that has the potential to be a food source. I mean, the average cow is going to feed a person for 3 years. So every calf that we can actually turn into beef is actually going to contribute to the protein that we need to feed a hungry planet.
Plus the animal welfare side of things as well, right?
That's yeah. I mean, you don't want to call that out because you don't want to focus back on those people who haven't got the chance yet to go into the beef on dairy, and they'll pick up as soon as it looks like it's successful. Then I'm sure the numbers of beef on dairy calves will start to grow. And there's been some really long-term players. I mean, Jerry Harvey had a dairy beef alliance for nearly 25 years. So we're certainly not the pioneers, but I guess with about 8,000 calves in sheds, we might be one of the early adopters.
Particularly also given the scale of your operations
Yeah.
compared to a lot of small family ones. That's the question I do have though, because we know a lot of dairy farmers have had a really rough time with milk prices, all the rest of it. Is this something that you think they would be able to invest in, or they're just still trying to stay afloat as it is?
Well, I think it's the value. It's the value add. You don't have to have the fully automated feeding sheds. You can just put sides on the carport if you need to. But I'm saying you got 9 months' energy the cow's gone into the calf. It's there presented live to you. You've just got to nurse it for maybe another 5 or 6 months, and you've got something of value, which is worth more than it was when it was a day old. So I don't think it needs a huge transition. It needs a big mindset because they are awkward little buggers to look after. They take a fair bit of nursing and mothering to get them to be independent.
Footy, just before we go, we were at Pilatus last night, who have come on as a big partner here with beef. I hear that next time the chalet will be called the David Foote Chalet.
Oh, I bloody hope not. I think let's just stick to the Pilatus Chairman's Lounge.
Sounds good. Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Andrew.
Well, still to come, we're live with celebrity chef Hayden Quinn.